Hi. I hope you're good. I hope you're well. I hope you're fantastic. If this is your first time here, hi, my name is Aaliyah. I talk about manifestation, mindset, getting to the best version of yourself on this channel. So if you like anything to do with that, please stay and watch my videos. I love to take comments from people as well, like what you guys want me to speak about. So if there's anything particular you want me to explain, do let me know, because that excites me. Okay, so the last couple of videos that I've been making has specifically been about techniques and what techniques are and what they do and how you can use them to benefit you and change your state of being, because at the end of the day, the state of being is what manifests. When you shift your identity and become a new person, you ultimately become in alignment with that goal, with that person, and you then receive inspiration, thoughts, ideas, emotions, just pure feeling state in alignment to that desire being fulfilled. And that's kind of the stage that you want to reach. So yeah, if you haven't watched the other videos about techniques that I've done, please go watch them. I've already done some on affirmations, on visualization, on journaling. And today's video is going to be about SATs. Now, SATs, if you don't know, is basically short for state akin to sleep. And you can get into this state multiple times a day. This specific technique, if you want to call it, is less of a technique, but more so a time of day that will kind of expedite your manifestations and will expedite the kind of saturation that you're putting into your mind. And this is a state that Neville Goddard spoke about. It's a state that is spoken about in science, is backed by science. It's a state that basically allows you to saturate the subconscious mind a lot quicker, a lot faster, and a lot more effortlessly, rather than consciously trying to fight the resistance that's in your brain, because you're basically just cutting straight to what you want to go to. Now, why is it important to saturate the subconscious mind? You want to saturate the subconscious mind because that is what essentially scans your reality. Your subconscious mind has certain beliefs, has certain ideas, has certain values that scan in life for you. So if you think that you are someone that isn't worth a lot of money, then you're always going to find yourself in situations where you don't have enough money, you're broke, you're poor, you might not have enough money to be able to live the life that you're expecting to live. But the more you try and say that you are a different person, let's just say you're wealthy or you're abundant, you end up scouring life in a way where you can now see different aspects of life. You can see different actions that you can take, different doors and opportunities opening up to you, which basically lead you to your desire, okay? So state akin to sleep. There's certain times within the day which you are in state akin to sleep, and this is multiple times throughout the day, mainly when you're doing something habitual. So when you're doing something like cleaning the dishes, or you're hoovering the floor, or you're mopping the floor, or you're doing some crochet, something that you know how to do so you don't consciously need to think about it, that is when you are in the state akin to sleep. It's basically a state where your brain goes from alpha brainwave state to theta brainwave state. And when it's in theta, that essentially means that your brain is like a sponge. The barriers have now been lifted. You're kind of doing something already, and essentially it just allows you to saturate your subconscious mind a lot quicker and a lot easier. But the two most important times, which I would say state akin to sleep needs to be done, is just before you go to bed and the moments after you wake up. That's because before you go to sleep, when you're getting into that nighttime drowsy dreamlike state, you're in the state akin to sleep. You're still awake, your body's still awake, your mind's still awake, but your body's about to go to sleep. It's going down those levels, right? And as it goes down those levels, you can affirm, you can visualize, you can essentially think of the wish fulfilled as if it's already happened 2 weeks after it's already done, right? And get into the feeling state of that thing already happening. Like I said, and like I preface with all of these emotions, try and imagine the feeling of it. If you find it difficult at first to imagine the feeling of it, don't worry, because naturally it will come to you. Like, it will naturally find its way to you, because the more you imagine it, the more you're going to grasp what it's going to feel like. Okay? So that's at nighttime. In the morning, 20 minutes after you wake up, you have a basically a time frame where you don't you don't go straight into alpha brainwave state. You're still in theta. So that is also a very impressionable time of the morning. So take your time then to maybe sit up in bed, maybe go brush your teeth, sit in bed, sit on a comfy chair and close your eyes, get back into that relaxed state and visualize what you want to visualize. And what that will do is, like I said, it will saturate your subconscious mind, because you are bypassing the conscious mind and you're going straight to the subconscious, and it's going to make the process a lot easier and a lot quicker for you. So there's certain caveats that come with this, because I will tell you from experience, when I first started doing sats, I would just fall asleep, okay? Because I would be very, very comfortable in my bed, and I would essentially get so comfy that my body would think I'm falling asleep, so it would fall asleep. And that would happen before I even start visualizing or affirming for the things that I want. And you want to try and avoid that as much as possible. So try and be in bed. If you want to do it before you go to sleep, be as uncomfortable in bed as you possibly can. Like sit on your hands, or sleep in a position, or like lay down in a position that you don't normally sleep in, right? So your body thinks, oh, like this person ain't about to go sleep right now because she's not comfortable enough to fall asleep. So do it in that process, rather than being in a comfortable position so you end up falling asleep, because then you're just going to waste your time. The good thing with this is, like I said, you'll be able to fall asleep quite quickly. With practice and with discipline, you're going to realize that you can get to the state akin to sleep a lot quicker, because you've obviously practiced it. In the beginning, it's going to take a bit of trial and error to figure out, how am I going to do this and how am I going to try and not fall asleep while I'm doing this stuff. But eventually, you're not going to have to worry about it. It's just going to be very, very easy, and you'll get into the state very, very quickly, which means that you can maximize the time where you can visualize or affirm. Specifically when you're visualizing and affirming, it's very simple. I made 2 videos about this stuff already. Imagine it as if the state has already been done. Like whatever your goal is, whether it's an act or whether it's a certain dollar amount or a pound amount or a business idea or clients or love of your life, whatever it might be, imagine it as if it's already done. Imagine it's your anniversary. Imagine you're on a fucking first class flight somewhere. That's how far along you are, right? And imagine the feelings of it. Try and get into as much detail as you can. Try and invoke the feelings, because the more immersed you become, the more your subconscious mind will believe that it's actually happening in this moment. A little scientific fact for you. Your subconscious mind doesn't have eyes, okay? Like, even though we have eyes, we can consciously tell what's going on around us. But our subconscious mind only can tell what is going on through our feelings and what we are experiencing through our feelings and through our emotions. So if you experience gratitude and fulfillment and peacefulness and all of the good stuff, all of the good emotions, by meditating or visualizing or affirming, your subconscious mind is going to think, oh my god, this stuff is actually happening here. It's almost like what they say about if you had gone through a traumatic event in the past and you consistently relive through that, your body doesn't know the difference whether it's going through it then or now. It feels the exact same. So your subconscious mind thinks it's happening right now, even though it might have happened 20 years ago. So just remember that. Remember that in all of life, like if you are sat there and you're going down a little rabbit hole of thinking about negative stuff that might have happened in your life or that is going to happen in your life, your subconscious mind does not know the difference. So try and think as positive as you can. That doesn't mean be happy and chappy all the time, but try and reframe your mind as much as possible, because that's where you're going to be able to find the best solutions for this situation. So that is what SAT is. It's very, very simple. It's not necessarily a technique. You can use whatever technique in that process. You can rampage, right? You can pick one statement and just repeat that statement. You can pick a couple of affirmations. You can just be repeating those affirmations. Keep it very, very simple. You don't want to overwork your brain. This isn't like something that you do when you're consciously doing it, like the 10-minute method where you might put a timer on for 10 minutes throughout the morning or throughout the night. This has to be very, very simple. So come up with one statement: I am wealthy, or I am successful, or I am so grateful. Something that's very, very simple that you can continuously repeat automatically in your brain until you fall asleep. And the science behind this is that it's kind of like pushing a car up a hill, right? You're pushing it up, pushing it up, pushing it up while you're doing the sats. And then when you fall asleep, it's like pushing it off the edge and it rolls down the hill. Throughout the entire night, your subconscious mind is going to take the last thought that you were just thinking and rerun it through its brain as much as it can through to the time that you basically wake up. And that means that you've spent nearly 6 to 7, 8 hours of basically repeating the same scene or the same affirmation for that long, which is great because that means that it's saturating the mind a lot more. Sometimes when you do this, you do wake up and you feel kind of crazy because you're like, what just happened, or you feel a bit different. It's a feeling that I really can't describe. It's really just like from person to person, but people really describe it as like you feel different. But it's a great way to kind of expedite your stuff. It's a great way to add on. It's kind of like a cherry on the top. Whilst you're doing your other affirmations or your visualizations or your meditations or your journaling throughout the day, why not before you go sleep just visualize a little scene before you go sleep, because you're going to go sleep anyway, so you might as well take 10 minutes out of your time just to sit down, be a little uncomfy, imagine the scene and think about how it feels when that thing is going to be fulfilled. And yeah, that's essentially what that is. That's essentially what SATS is. It's really not that difficult. It's really great. I recommend everyone to add this on to the existing stuff that they're already doing with their techniques. But like I preface with everyone, you might not find this enjoyable. You might not resonate with this. And sometimes I don't either. Just because you have to get into the mode of doing it. You have to build some momentum while you're doing it, because you end up falling asleep, and that really annoys me. Same thing in the morning, right? Try and do it, like set an alarm 2-3 hours before your actual alarm, so then you can have leeway in case you do fall asleep, because you don't want to like wake up when your alarm goes, fall asleep and then miss work, because that's not what I'm trying to tell you. Okay. And yeah, that's essentially what SATS is. It's great. Honestly, just try it out. Try out all the affirmations, try out all the techniques, try out all the scripting, try out all the journaling, and see which one resonates with you, because at the end of the day, you want it to be enjoyable for you. But SATS is something that I feel like everyone can do. As long as you do it consistently, you'll be able to do it every single night. And the more that you do it, the more saturated your subconscious mind is going to be. So it really comes down to the question of how badly do you want your thing? Like, how badly do you want your desire? If you want it that badly enough, you will just take that 10 minutes out of your nighttime routine and just affirm, and wake up 10 minutes and put in another alarm on for 10 minutes, be a little uncomfortable and just affirm or visualize the scenes that you want, and just see how your life unfolds. At the end of the day, you're going to be guided in the certain alignments of the certain actions, certain inspirations that's going to lead you to your desire. And that's essentially what you want to do. And that's essentially what's going to happen. So just do that and everything will be fine. I promise. So tomorrow's video is probably going to be about subliminals. I want to talk about what subliminals are and all of that stuff. And yeah, I think that's all I've got to say in today's video. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you got some good information from it. If you need any other information about anything, do let me know. Comment below if you like this video. If there's anything that I can improve on in my videos, I'd appreciate that. And it was so nice talking to you. So take care, and I will see you very soon.